So when I found out I was pregnant, I had a lot of appointments. It was for a number of reasons. Anything from like my medical history to my age, all the things. So I had a lot of appointments. Add to that my social engagements. And I had a lot going on that I felt like it was just so much, it became overwhelming. And in addition to being pregnant, I also was experiencing a bad case of mommy brain. Someone would tell me one thing and then the next minute I would completely forget, like, wait, what? What did you say? So was very anxious about keeping up with all the things, right? And I decided that I wanted to ramp up my planning system. So I gradually increased my system over a period of months between when I first found out I was pregnant to I think like a couple of months after postpartum. And so in this video, what we're going to talk about is planning for mothers, specifically new mothers. So hit the like, subscribe button. My name is Nikki, and this is the Aziza Experience. I started off with a general planner. I've kept a planner since I was in high school, so it was nothing to me. I'm a planner kind of person. I like things organized. I like things in systems. I like all the things, right? So I had a planner, and so I just really hammered into that planner more when I found out like I was pregnant and I had all these appointments that I had to go to. So this was my planner. This was my catch-all, everything that I put in there, like my medical appointments, like social engagements, maybe something that happened that I need to attend to after work. And so I used this, and this was a lifesaver because it helped me remember things. And I also kept track of my finances and all the things. I also was trying to navigate keeping up with just like home life in general. So like, especially for you new mothers, or if you were a new mother, you know what it feels like to feel like, okay, I need to take care of the baby. I need to take care of the household. So I put together a planner, in addition to this one, a calendar that I keep on the refrigerator. And it's just household chores that need to happen throughout the week, whether it's myself or my partner, and just outlining all that, any appointments we have for the month. So I also use that, and that's been really, really helpful. So I would start off with this planner and put all the things that need to happen, whether it's chores, appointments, social engagements, and all the chores would go on that separate calendar on the refrigerator. And that was just, a family planner so that everybody was aware of what's going on in the household. So after my son was born, I decided to upgrade. For my own business, I needed to have a separate planner. I wanted this to be my home life planner, whether it be anything related to my family, myself, my personal life, but anything that was related to my actual business would go in this planner. So I keep this separate. Now, up until now, I've always kept one planner. I've never did the multi-planner thing. That just wasn't my vibe. I didn't think it was necessary for me, but now it's necessary. So I started using this, and this has been really, really helpful as well. So I track my project tasks, any events I'm going to, conferences, things like that. And in addition to this planner, I also have a larger notebook that I keep like general ideas in mind, like a catch-all for just brainstorming, like a brain dump, right? So these are used together for my business, and I keep these, working in collaboration with each other, so that I can stay on top of things. So between those two things, I use those for my planners. I keep my home life and business tasks in separate planners. Then, towards I think like the second trimester or so, I decided to start a journal, and that's been really, really helpful. So I kind of use it as a supplemental tool. So I try to journal as much as I possibly can, because I was thinking like, at one point, like if I had been journaling consistently over the past some odd years, Like I would have record keeping of like different points in my life and like reflect. I would be able to reflect on those moments in my life versus like now. And so I thought to myself, I really want to capture everything I'm feeling during this pregnancy. I want to capture those emotions in real time. So now I keep an on the go journal, right? And so that is helpful because I noticed I'm one of those people that where I really, really want to journal, but then when it came down to it, I would forget. I'll be like, oh, I'll do it later. And then that later never happened. So instead, I just keep a journal on me so I can, when I have thoughts that I want to put down, I put them in my notebook. So that's also been really, really helpful. And that's kind of like a supplemental tool for me. In addition to that, when my son turned 3 months old, I decided to create a separate book. Y'all, I love books, clearly. I decided to create a separate book and just keep up with like month to month his learning plan, like things that he's developing, right? Whether it's physical, mental, emotional, milestones based off of his age and where he's at in life. I keep a track of that information as well. And it's just, again, goals for that month, things that he's eating, when I transitioned him over to solid foods, things like that. And that's been really, really helpful. So it's not necessarily a journal or a planner, but it's more like a learning plan book type of thing. So the system that I set up has been really, really, really effective. And I highly recommend it to any new mom or moms in general that are looking to organize their lives. Is if you're not naturally a planner kind of person, that's fine. I think that you start simple, right? Maybe you start off with just a notebook and like task lists, right? So maybe you have a task list for the week. For on one page, you have one task list for the week. And so as you write them down, you check them off when they're done, right? Something real simple if planning is not your thing. Now, if planning is your thing, whatever you do, whatever your heart's desire, girl, do you. I found the planning system really, really helpful. I also think that having a planner on the go is helpful as well, especially if you're not a planner kind of person. It's just helpful to just have it there rather than having to remember to put it back in your notebook or your planner when you get home. So the first thing you want to think about is your planning style, right? Do you want something that stays home? Do you want something that is on the go, right? If you're not a planner kind of person, get something small that's on the go because it'll just help you remember to just put stuff down right away. For those of you who are planners, on the go may be very, very helpful as well. But then, having something at home, you may remember to put that down, right? Or having multiple planners might be helpful to you. The second thing you want to think about is your planner structure, right? Like, how do you want your planner to look? Do you want to go with the monthly route? Do you want to go with a weekly planner? Do you want to go with a daily planner? Or do you want all three? Do you just want two? I think taking into consideration your lifestyle, how much time you have to dedicate to this, how much you have going on in your life might dictate what style you decide to pursue. New planner person, the best route is to stick with monthly. It's the easiest one. You just put your appointments on the monthly and you don't have to worry about like day-to-day or weekly tasks, right? You just put everything, the major items on the monthly schedule, and that's helpful enough. That's sufficient. The other thing you want to consider is the travel mode, right? Do you want a planner that stays at your home, right? And then you update as needed, or do you want to have it on the go, right? So that may dictate what type of size planner you get, right? If you're on the go, you might want to have something small like this. If you are, if you want to have something larger, you may decide to keep it at home, or maybe you're just a big bag girl, so you can just keep a big planner. The other thing you may want to consider is, do you want to go digital or you want to go paper? So I have tried to go the digital route, and I really, really wanted it to be digital, right? So I have an iPad mini, and so I tried to keep a digital planner, as in I uploaded PDFs to GoodNotes and tried to update the planner that way. Like I would use my Apple Pencil and would write down my appointments and stuff like that. It didn't work for me because y'all, even though I keep my iPad mini with me religiously, it I would forget to write anything down, and I would forget to actually check it on an ongoing basis. When I think of my iPad, I think of like consuming, content, social media like YouTube and things like that. I just always forgot that I had a planner on there, so it just never worked for me. The tried and true method for me is paper. So that's something you might want to consider. Do you want to do the digital route? Try it out, right? It's the most cost effective. Um, if you already have a device that's capable, or you might want to do everything on your phone, or do you want to go paper route, right? And so I think starting off small and something low effort is a good way to test these methods out. What I would recommend: romanticize the whole process. Make it fun. Like, really personalize your planner. So for me, in order to personalize my planner, I added postcards that I got from a thrift store. I got dashboards. I got different types of sticker notes and stuff like that, just to suit my style. And so I think that the more I made it suited for me and my personality and things that I like, the more likely I was able to use the planner and continue engaging with the planner, right? So I think romanticize the process. Okay, select a day during the week that you're going to write stuff down into the planner religiously, or check to make sure that you have everything you need in there. Like I said, when in doubt, just bring an on-the-go planner so you always have it with you ready to go. I hope you found this video helpful. As new moms, I know it can be very stressful. You want to be the best you possibly can, but you're not going to remember everything. You're not going to be able to do everything. And that's honestly perfectly okay. And that's to be expected. So if there are systems you can set up that are easy, that aren't going to stress you out, I recommend it. And one being a planner system. Highly recommended, tried and true for me for quite a while. So thanks y'all for stopping by. My name is Nicole, and this is the Aziz Experience.